Hello, Randy here with Valentine Goose Channel. Going over chapters 4 and 5. Chapter 4, I should have been prepped for this. Never count on me to do anything right. Chapter 4 is, of course, full moon. And the general consensus is this refers to the President Lincoln right after the Battle of Gettysburg. I tended to agree with that. 1863, the second day of July, that was the second day of the battle. But there's not much I could pull out of this. Other than it's Lincoln. And everything he talks about, the West Garden is, of course, a garden at the White House. And when he talks about the Evening Telegraph accounts of the once golden wheat field, peach orchard, what they don't mention is the cemetery, Circle Cemetery, something Hill Cemetery. I can't remember the name of the cemetery, but those are like the main battle points in Gettysburg. So he mentions two of the three. Cherries are mentioned again. But there's no 22 in here that I could find. And it's just a very short snippet. I'll have to do the Pi-Rega theorem numerology on Lincoln's name to see if that comes up with anything. But I did it in my head, and it didn't. But I did it in my head. So that could be flawed. But yeah, 1863, and I looked it up, that was a Thursday. It doesn't fit Grandpa's map or Grandpa's calendar. But it was the 2nd of July. So he did have a black star on the 2nd. And apparently there's a lot of things in here that happen on the 2nd. 2nd of February, 2nd of this, 2nd of that. Everything seems to be... Well, you thought my book was hard, man. I would prefer to solve a cipher than to sit here and try to figure out what this guy is thinking. Anyway, if you're not a code breaker, Charlie, this is the book for you. And I am going to send this to my roommate, who's a genius. Anyway, moving on to chapter 5. We're getting close. Chapter 5, Winterland. And from what I'm told, this parallels a Grateful Dead song and has something to do with the Grateful Dead. I don't know Grateful Dead. I only know a couple other songs. I don't recognize this at all. And again, it was Friday, February 22nd, 22, and then 53 days across the country. If this was like the Grateful Dead, I mean, this would be back in the 60s, 70s, 53 days across the country. I mean, maybe if you took dirt roads all the way. I've crossed the country before in like 48 hours, so... Anyway, 53 days cross country from February 22nd. Oh no, he wants to get to San Francisco by February 22nd. The story actually takes place on New Year's Day. They pull into a gas station. He pumps some gas. He talks about how hypnotizing this girl is and how she just walks into a room and everybody does what she says. He did talk about George Donner. I can't remember if that was George. It must be George Donner. Of course, we all know about the Donner Party. If you don't know about the Donner Party, boy, I read several books on that. And it's not a pleasant party. Anyway, he talks about how the snow was setting in. He was a little bit worried about driving in the snow, which makes sense if it was January 1st. A football jersey with the number 74 on it. I haven't looked up anybody who was 74 back then. Could be anybody. Talks about her night of her big debut. I did check out Annie. I think that worked out to 3 or something on the numerology chart. She woke up 4 hours closer to the Pacific. So she slept for 4 hours. Four came into play with the 4-foot bookshelf. He leaves her in the van. He pumps gas and he goes in to buy some food and stuff. And as he's looking out the window, the van drives away. And he's just, the last sentence is kind of weird. The man referring to the man behind the counter. The man did not look up but reached over the counter and felt for my hand. And I'm just not sure if he was like trying to console the guy. I guess I got to find this Grateful Dead song and listen to it. But I did notice that if you do, the store they stop at was Stephen's General Store. And Stephen does come out to 33, which is another one of the numbers on the numerology chart. 11, 22, and 33. And I did check page 33 because they skip page 11 and 22 has an X on it. So page 33 was in the middle of the two dogs one, which, by the way, apparently refers to a big prize fight way, way back at the very beginning of boxing. Don't know. Don't really see anything on page 33 that jumps out. But yeah, Stephen comes out to 33. Stephen's General Store. The bearded old man dropped a chunk into his potbelly stove. He gathered enough foodstuffs for the next 24 hours. 24 comes up several times too. 22, 24, 21. And who knows what these numbers are going to lead to, but they seem like they're important. And he keeps drawing attention to them. So yeah, the girl drives away, and that is it. And well, I'll wait till the next video to go over the poem and stuff. But yeah, these two chapters, I don't know, I guess I got to find a Grateful Dead song and play it, listen to it. Lincoln at the after the Battle of Gettysburg, and he's hearing all the reports from the battlefield, and he's very upset, and he goes and he lays down at the edge of the Potomac. There was something here about he laid back against the cool clay of the river's exposed bank. That would be messy. Anyway, that's chapters 4 and 5. And like I said, there's not too much in here. I know that once you get into the chapter about the eggs, there's a lot in that one. But another thing I noted, I was going through some more forum posts, and this map here, someone had found the original, and I was right. It's a railroad map. And they posted a picture of the original. It's from a map company that makes replicas of old maps. In fact, this America thing that's cut off at the bottom says something like America Trains or something. But yeah, it is a train map. There's a lot of information on the original map, like a lot of information. It goes through populations. It goes through who was governors of each state. It had the Declaration of Independence on it. It had times from New York City to all the various cities. So the map contained a ton of information. And also the map was made in, just a second. Alexa, what year did North Dakota become a state?
North Dakota joined the Union on November 2nd, 1889. It has been a state for 132 years.
I think the map was made in 1883, because I remember it was like 3 years before North Dakota. I want to say 63, but we were going through the Civil War at that time. I think it was 83 because I remember thinking, yeah, it was just before North Dakota entered the Union. But anyway, chapters 3 and 4, or 4 and 5, and I don't know. I didn't pull much out of those. I'm gonna finish reading this and then doing the videos, and then I'm gonna send this book to my friend because I was gonna buy a book, but they're like $50, and I just can't. I can't spend $50 on a book that's this small. And I don't think we even know what the prize is, other than it's a key that you turn in for something. So anyway, he probably found out, like many of us, that there's just not a huge. There's not a huge market for these type of books. Anyway, I am going to sign off and head to work. It's 9 o'clock at night. I got to get to work. So good night and take care, and see you next time.